Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Super 17 here, and let me get through this like usual. I don't own anything. Don't own the characters from My Hero Academia and Seven Deadly Sins. None of the powers, nothing. All right, I don't even own this picture. Okay, so I have not uploaded a video in a couple days. I got a new game, and I've been playing it. I'm just getting back into playing video games again, so really, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's gonna happen. Um, and I tried to make this video before, like 3 times, and I got pissed off. So I just was trying to work on it like throughout that time, and I just kept on getting interrupted. So yeah. All right. This is What If Deku was joined by Bond, part freaking 10 or 11. I honestly don't care anymore about the parts. Just want to make the video. Alright, so last time, though, what happened was Deku basically said to Midnight, aka Misery, just when she's with people, she's Misery. When she's with Deku and Katsuki, it's Midnight. So yeah. So basically, she asked him like who would he take as a girlfriend, and he basically just said since he's a sin of greed and he has like his, you know, master, his teacher, he he acts like him, so he's a little bit greedy. So that indication that saying he'll take both, and that and Katsuki heard it, and it's been awkward between her, him. It's been like Misery. It's been awkward between all three of them: Katsuki, Deku, and him. And her. Ugh. I just didn't wake up too long ago, so sorry, but yeah. But so now we're they're at the front gate. Katsuki and Deku about to face All Might. That's where we're at. So yeah. Okay, so everyone is starting to notice that Deku and Katsuki are acting strange. Well, they say Bon. Yeah. Yeah. So, Misery, what happened to Bon and Katsuki? And Katsuki remembers what Deku said, basically, is a little bit like flustered over it, and she just is, I don't know, and like, it's not really noticeable, but it's just like she just has a little bit red, her cheeks are a little bit red, and you're like, oh, are you okay? Your cheeks are red. She goes, yeah, I'm fine, you know, and yeah, and people just shrug it off, but they're looking at the screen and wondering what's wrong between them. They're not talking or making a plan. So let's go over to Deku and Katsuki at the front gate. Alright? Okay, so Deku's thinking to himself, oh god, this is so freaking awkward. Okay. So, how am I gonna talk to her and make a plan? This is gonna be great. I'd have to say that 4 days ago. Alright. Well, I gotta try this. So, he looks over at Katsuki and say, hey, Katsuki, so how are we gonna deal with All Might? She's still not talking. He goes like, okay. Should I go, do Hunter's Cloak and then you face him while then I come out from beyond nowhere and drain out his energy? She's still not answering. This is, and he just tries to make plans and talking, and she's like thinking about what he's saying, like trying to like figure out what to say to him, and she doesn't pay attention to him. And this is pissing him off a little, so he just goes, okay, so you don't want to talk. You could just stay here, and I can do all the work and get all the credit. And then she looks at me and goes like, what? He just says, yeah, you heard me. She's like, what do you mean? He goes like, you're not listening to me, and we can't make a plan if you don't listen. So, how about I take on All Might? While you sit here and just do nothing. Or you can just walk over to the exit while I take him on. She's just getting pissed off at him. And she's about to throw a punch at him. And then he's about to throw a punch at her, which shocks everyone. And they freaking stop. They actually do like collide with each other. But it's then like next thing you know, they start doing this handshake. And he goes, and Deku says, better. She said, okay, so what's the plan? She goes, well, how about this? Well, since you can, go basically invisible, no one can see you or hear you, you can basically probably get right behind All Might, steal some of his energy, and then I can go and explode him. And he goes, alright. Then I can probably attack him, yeah. And then he goes, but, I mean, I kind of just want to go in all out and just punch him in the face. It's going to be so much easier that way. But he goes, no, you can kill him that way. He goes like, yeah, well, I can kill him either way. I'm pretty much stronger than every freaking hero here, actually. I've been holding back all this time, and it gets so annoying. I mean, at the freaking sports festival, that was me just letting loose a little. I mean, this is All Might. I can let loose a lot. Come on. And she goes, but you want to do a plan? He goes, yeah, I know, but I just said to myself, wait, All Might, let loose. Yes, perfect opportunity. Besides, I got all this freaking pent up rage towards my mom. Well, ex-mom. Come on, please. And then Kaisuke goes like, you never learn. He goes, nope. I just want to go have a fun fight. He goes, you're sometimes way too greedy. I was like, duh, the cynic greed. Why do you think I got this tattoo for? And then she, does look down where the tattoo is, and then she's blushing because it's, well, right where the same spot Bon is. So she sees the abs, and then she just basically, like, she looks away and goes, yeah! And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. I know you heard me what I said to Misery, and I did not think about anything. I just said it. And she goes, yeah, I know, but still, like, you would choose both of us? And he goes like, and then he just blinks and goes, well, I mean, yeah. Honest and truth, it's really not really a freaking bad thing, I think. I had two girls friends. Well, two girls that would be sharing me. I mean, basically I'm immortal, so it doesn't really matter, right? And she goes like, kind of does. It goes, well, maybe I got a plan. You never know. And then her face is getting a little bit more red, and same thing with Misery. And then one Momo pieces it together, and then she walks over to Misery. Hold up. Sorry. She walked over to Misery and asked her, did he... And she goes, no. I asked him if he had to choose who. He just said since he's, he's acting like his teacher, he, way too much, he's a little bit greedy, he said. And then Momo was like, oh. And, he says, the sin agreed? He goes, yep. It makes sense, right? He goes, and Momo just says, yeah. Her face is got a little bit red too now. But don't worry, she's not falling for it. She's just, like, embarrassed because if somebody told her that, she might have fallen for it or believed them. But, yeah. And people are just, like, wondering what the heck happened to Momo. But, yeah, the doors opened up, and Kaisuke and Deku just look at it. He was like, well, let's go face All Might. And she goes, yeah, and we're gonna get our butts kicked. And he goes like, not if I'm there. And she goes, yeah, keep talking, immortal boy. It's undead Bon. Remember that. She goes, yeah, undead. And they just start laughing. As soon as they get in, All Might throws a freaking punch. He's healed, so he's back to his prime strength. I mean, Deku and Katsuki are flown back a lot. But that was only like 25%. And Deku was like, I guess me and healing him was actually a good thing for me. And she goes, what? He goes, yeah, I healed him. And then Katsuki's like, are you an idiot? You an idiot? You healed him before this? And he was like, no, I healed him way before this. So it's been like a good while, actually. She goes, you could have told me this. He goes, sorry, secret. And then she goes, wait, he was injured? And I was like, yeah, top secret, can't tell no one. Just saying, injured, healed him, prevented him from doing a lot of hero work, that sort of thing. And she goes, wow. He goes, yeah, that's all I can say. How bad was it? And so Deku says, well, alley-oop. She goes, what? And then he holds out his hand. She goes, oh. So she runs. She then jumps. He has his hands like both together. He catches her feet and then he just chucks her over to where All Might is. And she's going pretty far. And Deku just goes like cracking his neck and just saying, all right, let's go all out for once. He just starts running. And how he's running, it's like the cameras can't even keep up with him. All Might is, could see him, but he's like a blur to All Might. It's not because of he's because of his percentage, because he's only used around 25%, and he's able to see Deku still running at about about maybe like a 20% dash to him. Yeah, because he's trying to build up to see how strong is All Might. So Deku has a lot of control over strength, because that's what Bond told him. He needs to have control over his strength. So pretend it's like one of those gauges, like when you use your power. When you use your max, you're at 100. And Deku's hoping for All Might to go at 100, so he can go at 100 and see who's stronger. But that's not gonna happen. So Katsuki is using her explosions, and All Might is focused only on Deku. Deku comes in. He doesn't have a 3-second stab, so always just using it as a punch. Because he knows All Might will break his 3-second stab, and he doesn't want to get that broken. So, and then he punches like All Might in where like the weights are, breaking them, which surprised a lot of people. I mean, not Nezu or All Might. And Misery's a little bit, Midnight's a little bit shocked by this, but she knew he was strong. And Deku's just saying, what's wrong, All Might? Hold up, I don't know what was that about. I don't know. But yeah, and he goes, what's wrong, All Might? Didn't expect that to happen. He was like, I knew you probably would go for a punch like that. He was like, yeah, only 20%. And All Might saying, I'm only using 25. I was like, really? How about we just go all out then? And All Might just says, well, if you can handle it, young Bon. And he goes, I'm undead Bon. Who do you think I am? And they just start punching while Katsuki is technically there's like a whole bunch of shockwaves, buildings are getting destroyed. Like she saw this, she got into a building far away from them so that it wouldn't get destroyed, but she's thinking, okay, they went all out right away, he's not even giving me a chance to do anything. And then, she just sees like Deku flying, he has his arm broken, then he just suddenly pop, just throw his arm to the side and just starts to heal, which shocked everyone. Goes like, this is fun! He's just saying that out loud with a smile, and Katsuki's a little bit, she's not a little bit scared, she's just a little bit smiling, and everyone sees it, and Misery's even smiling. And nobody knows why. And All Might saying, why are you smiling, young Bon? He was like, everyone here is a freaking born on strength. I mean, life is fun and all, but you don't have someone to fight with. Heck, you might be the loneliest person ever. I mean, if he keeps on getting strong quirks when I'm still around, life may be a whole lot way more interesting. He's just laughing. And Almay just having like a little chuckle to himself and saying, this kid likes to fight. But it seems like he's doing it for a good reason. So Almay's saying, so I really know your reason why you want to become a hero. But why do you want to become stronger? And he was like, same reason. So no one ends up like me. But in my case, my scenario made me stronger than anyone else could imagine, including my no good rotten of a mother. But I already heard the news about her escape, so I gotta get a whole lot stronger. That's why that means I gotta stop holding back. As Deku's basically like clenching his fist, and all my saying, "Are you holding back?" So he goes, "Nope, I'm going 100%. I mean, I gotta start holding back on her." She's probably gonna try to get someone to help her out or something. So whoever it is, I'm gonna kick their butts. And All just starts laughing. He was like, "Well, allow me to help you then." He was like, "Sure, but first, let's get this fight back going." And then Deku just disappears. All Might disappear. They're throwing punches at each other. Both of their punches are colliding each other. These are not like random punches for All Might. Neither is Deku. Deku always like throws some random punch or kick in any area, but he's focusing on All Might, like just dead serious focusing, going all out, having fun. All Might punches him. He gets flying. He smashes right into a piece of the rubble of a house, of like a place, and then he's like gets out. He goes like, "It actually hurts." All right, because he had to reattach his jaw because it can detach, and he was like, "Now it's my turn." And then he just disappears, punches All Might right in the freaking stomach, sending him flying. He runs, jumps up, just uses Snatch, pulls himself to All Might, grabbing his hero suit, and then just chucking him right into the ground, making and plus it leaves like a freaking like imprint of All Might was there. And All Might's going like, ugh, he's stronger than I thought. Even at 100%, I still can't keep up with his speed. But I won't lose to a student. As you know, he gets up, just using Detroit Smash, 100% Detroit Smash, which he has not been saying like any of his moves. So he uses a Detroit Smash, sending Deku flying almost all the way to the beginning, and then Deku just says, "Ha! Oh god, my arms are broken," and all of a sudden he just flings them back to the ground. I mean, flinging them like to the ground to the side, basically, and all of a sudden like they were broken and like out of place, and then his bone and like some bones were like actually out of his arm, but then he just did that, like his arm or something, and then they just pop right back in place. He goes, "Good as new," and everyone's freaking out over this. We're like, what is he? And Midnight just and they said, and basically Midnight just said, everyone goes like, he's Undead Pawn. What do you think that name was for? To sound cool? And they all look, and it goes like, yeah. It goes, no, it's literal. Trust me. I don't think he can die from anything. As in, All Might says, as they look all back to the screen, All Might saying, how was that? He goes, yeah, it was pretty good. Now then, let's have some more fun. As Deku just dashes full speed at him, and he's just breaking the ground underneath his feet. Basically, just all of a sudden, you just see a massive footprint in the ground, and it's just cracking. And it just seems like Nezu's thinking to himself, this kid is definitely a monster. If he went to the side of evil, we'd be all dead. So, yeah, everyone's pretty shocked about this. And, All Might's fighting. And Deku see Katsuki basically during this fight. And he's basically just, how he's, doing it. Giving, a signal to her. He basically just grabs All Might by the freaking hero suit again, that headbutts him, and then he throws him up into the air, and then he basically just say, "Hey, All Might, take this!" And he just gets a fist ready, and then he's like about to like gets his Baron's about to make sure he goes back to him by using the shockwave of one of his like punches and such. The next thing you know, he hears Katsuki saying, "How's her impact?" And she hits All Might, and then Deku just jumps up. The ground does crack underneath his feet, and like some pieces actually do come out of the ground. And when the Howler impact hits him, he sent it flying, and then Deku just suddenly says, "I want." And then Deku just like is right near All Might's face, but he throws the punch so fast, he actually hits him in the stomach, right where the injury was, but sends him flying out of the arena. And Kosuke looking at him, and he says, "Was that a 100% punch?" And while they're midair, he just goes like, yeah, I think it was. It's hard to tell. I haven't used 100% in a long, long time. So who knows? Maybe I was going back, but I don't know the excitement at all. As I look at all the rumble, he was like, "I'm pretty sure I did." As they do land safely, and like because he was using her explosions, and Deku just lands safely because of he's Deku. Well, he's Bond, so he's gonna land just on his feet, and he's looking at everything. He was like, "Man, this is a lot of destruction." And she goes, "Yeah, we were supposed to protect this, like, the fight All Might, not destroy the city." I was like, "Well, I mean, when you don't know how strong you really are, it's hard to tell." She just says, "You're sometimes just way too gritty, and that makes you go overboard." It was like, yeah, sorry. As Nezu declared, and the winner, because All Might was actually out of the arena to fight in. And they just said, "Wow, that was easy." He goes like, "Yeah. By the way, are you okay?" No, he just like looks at Cassie. She goes, "Yeah. You aren't hurt or anything." She goes, "No." Goes, "Okay, good. Because everything that happened to you, that felt made me feel bad." She goes, "Why?" Because, well, I was going 100%. I was at 100%. And we were both throwing punches at making shockwaves, so debris would hit you. It probably made me feel bad. And then her face goes a little bit red, and he was like, "Come on, even that gets you flustered?" And he's like, "Whatever. I'm going back, to everyone. See ya." She says, "Hey, wait up for me." She just runs over to him. Where All Might is, he's in the, he's actually near, like, they actually were near a freaking, say, like a hill area. He's there, and he's like implanted right into it. He goes like, "I'm gonna feel that for a couple of days. Ow." He just gets up. He goes like, "That kid's right hook is seriously strong." Because he just threw a right punch right into All Might's stomach. Alright, come on, All Might. Time to get up and go. As All Might then, when he gets out of the area where his body was in, like a hole, he notices something. Somebody there. Somebody in a black mist, just was watching. And then he says, "Oh, hello there, All Might." And it's just like, he was like, "Who are you?" I was like, well, can you please tell young Bon I saw his fight with you. It was simply spectacular. Tell him it's Kirigiri who says it." And he was like, "How do you..." And he was like, "Kirigiri, you're a villain." He was like, "Yes, but I want to see my friends fight. I heard about it. He was going to be the final exam. So I wanted to see how strong he was. If he was this strong all this time, no wonder why he could defeat the Nomu so easily." He could defeat the #1 hero, even by himself. "Well, good day to you, All Might," as he puts his hand, like, one of his hands over his chest, and just bows. and a portal opens. All Might's about to do something, but his body is like too sore and hurt too much to even do anything. And Kiryu just tells him, "You should really take a rest for a couple of days, All Might. If he was going all out, I'm surprised you're even alive." And then he walks through. All Might takes care of Gary's advice. He's gonna rest for a couple of days, and he just says, I lost today, but I will win the next time." And when it gets back, though, he calls Bond with Deku over. He says, someone named Kirigiri. Well, that Kirigiri fellow actually said he watched our match. He said it was a spectacular match, and he's, well, happy. He says it in his own words. He's very, happy to see that you won. He goes, so Kirigiri really does like to watch me when I'm not doing anything special. And he's saying to himself, like, why did he? And then he just says, "Oh my, was it because we're friends?" And he goes, "Yes." He goes, okay, gotcha. Well, even though he's a villain, he still has friendship in class. Yay. As All Might is just thinking to himself, this kid knows weird people. But a villain. Who knew? So yeah. So the people who passed that day passed. People who failed that day failed. So, but Mineta didn't really fail. Well, the only difference was Mineta did not fail. And he actually passed with Kaminari, Electric Boy. The one that could do 1 million volts or something, and I think he goes stupid. So yeah. So after that, it was like a freaking like Friday, and no, it was not Friday. It was like a Thursday, and everyone and people knew. Someone found out that All Might was defeated by a student, which surprised everyone. They're trying to find out who. Like, no one knows the details of the final match. Class 1B people don't even know who fought All Might. Katsuki, they only know Katsuki was, but they're trying to find out who was the partner with her, and she's not telling them nothing. Deku doesn't want fame, so he told her right afterwards, saying it's probably gonna be a rumor spread around that someone defeated All Might. Whatever you do, don't let them find out it was me. And he told that to the whole entire class, and he even said to Invisible Girl, "Don't you dare spread a rumor." And she goes, I won't. And he goes, "Good." And she goes, "Wait, why you don't look at me like I would?" And he goes "No offense, you're invisible." So it kind of doesn't really help that you can just tell someone and walk away and then go tell another person and I can't even see you. So yeah. And she says a valid point, but she does say that she's been working on a quirk to stop being invisible, and he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." She says it's kind of hard to do for right now, but I've been trying, but it's more easier for me to actually hold something and make it invisible if I just focus a little bit. As she picks up her notebook, and then it's invisible, and then not invisible. It was like, huh. Well, all right then. I'm just saying, if I ever find out someone spread a rumor about it was me, as soon as I find out who said it, I'm gonna ask them who told you, and whoever told them is gonna regret it. As he just walks away, as everyone's just looking like he's a hero, and what do you mean by regret it? And Katsuki just says, "Oh, he's probably just gonna throw them as far as he can, which probably be into the atmosphere." And they just look at her like, "What?" He goes like, "I'm just joking. He's probably just gonna make them pay him money. A lot." And she says, "I hope that poor soul was not gonna do anything." So yeah, that was a freaking Thursday, and nobody knew who it is. No one will ever find out. I'm not making that, but yeah. Next day, nothing happened on Friday, but then he gets a call from All Might. He said he's gonna go to Island to see an old friend of his, and he's taking Miro with, but he has an extra ticket that he'll like to have, Bond to come with, just to get your hero costume and something added to your staff. Since you don't use it that much, than you normally would. He was like, yeah, I know. It's just well, I could do a lot more damage with it. So I'm trying to figure out a way how to make sure I can do less damage. I mean, I already know how to. It's just the more damage I put in, or it seems like it's just pain in the butt. So, and also I was going up against you, All Might, so I was not gonna have it broke on me in the middle of the fight. Is he just last saying true, true? So bring your hero costume and bring your staff. I want you to come with to get it upgraded and to meet, well, my friend. Because he'll be kind of shocked about who healed me. And he goes, alright. So, Kaisuke, Midnight, Mitsuki, and her husband were in the room when he got the call, and he had it on speaker. And he just listened. He was like, alright, so you guys know. And then, she's like, Mitsuki's surprised about how All Might, had his number, and like, well, she figured out. I mean, she knew he was in like the class, like a teacher of his, but she's surprised he even called him and wanted to do like take him to Island. Like she heard about it on like Reddit, and like how it's, like a genius made it, and it's just like where people go there and like support gear and stuff, and it's just like amazed. And she's proud of him to get recognized by All Might. And then like she was surprised that he even defeated All Might along with Katsuki. But Katsuki said he did most of the work. He just made sure she did something to get it a little bit more easier because he's just lazy. As Deku asked, I was like, yeah, and also your grade was on jeopardy if I didn't make you do something. And she hits a little bit saying, hey, my grade was not in jeopardy. They all even laughed. And then Kaisuke and Midnight just saying, we're gonna be there at Island too, just so you know. And she was, and Deku was like, wait, really? Yeah. Kind of won some tickets by one of those lotteries. Like, we just pay something and you roll like a certain thing, and then like turn a crank on this item or something, and next thing you know, there's like a little hole where a ball will come out and say like the specific color is like gold or something. They would get like a prize, and the prize was going to Island for a special event. And he goes, huh, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I mean, I'll see you two tomorrow. And they go like, yep. He goes, alright. So they pack their bags, and yeah, Deku that Saturday. Deku sees All Might. Mirio, he said, "Hey Mirio, long time no see." And Mirio sees Deku, and he runs up. He goes, "Hey, Vaughn, how long it's been?" He goes like, "For a while. How are you?" He goes, "Good." He goes, "That's good." And Mirio's looking at him like, and like a little bit worried. He goes like, "Mirio, what's wrong?" He goes like, "Oh well, I heard about having the sports festival for you, and I've been wondering how you've been, and I haven't seen you, so I was kind of worried that you would." And he goes, "Look, Muriel, I'm alright. Jeez. It's just because my freaking humble of a mother that I used to be with. I got some word of advice from somebody I knew. My old teacher. He helped me get through that little pain session right there. And I'm all better now. Don't worry." He has a little grin on his face, and Miro says, "That's good. Alright, let's get going though." And he was, "Yeah, let's go." So after a couple of hours to get to Island, Miro and Deku see it, and they're amazed. And when All Might does get into his buff form, a whole bunch of people crowd him. Deku and Mirio were not even near that. So it's like, oh my, it's always popular wherever he goes. And Mirio goes, yep. And then he goes, oh yeah, I heard you beat him. I'm surprised. He goes, yeah. Believe it or not, I always been holding back against people in fights. And Mirio's a little bit shocked. He goes, but he goes, yeah. If you're wondering why, I could destroy a freaking city block or two with one stomp of my foot if I ever wanted to. Does not mean at full power. And Mario was a little bit shocked, and he was like, yeah, it's just the training I'd done. My master told me to push myself to the limits because I became immortal. And Mario says, what? He was like, yeah, I'm not high anymore. Why do you think I'm called Undead Bond? And Mario just nods his head as understanding. So after all that, All Might comes over and says, sorry about that, boys. As then next thing you know, a girl just comes out of nowhere and hugs All Might and says, Uncle All Might. And then All Might, breaks the hug up. He says, Melissa, it's been a long time. And Miro and Deku look at each other and he goes, Uncle? And he goes, yes, my friend. And my friend and. This is my friend's daughter, Melissa. She calls me Uncle All Might because I'm always treating her like she's, well, my niece. So, it's only natural that she calls me, and they go like, oh. As Melissa's like looking at Mirio's suit, she's amazed by it, and Deku's just wearing this outfit, so it's just like she looks at him, and she asks, where's the padding, armor, and other stuff, like, All Might did tell them to wear their hero costumes, and, excuse me, when they got off the plane, so it's like, Deku just looks at her and goes like, do you know who I am? And she goes, no. It goes like, I'm gonna be the future hero. Not number one, but just a future hero. The name's Undead Bond. Hero name, actually. The regular name is just Bond. And she was like, oh. He goes, yeah, if you get it, then, if you understand what that means, then yeah, this is why I don't need extra padding. She's like, alright, and then, but All Might says, but, I did ask him to come here along Mirio, because I wanted them to see this island, to understand that they can get extra equipment and such for them, other support items for themselves. But we are here to get Young Bond's suit and 3-section staff upgraded to be maybe a 4-section staff, and a better material for him. As Melissa's saying, what? As he takes out his 3-section staff and saying, yeah, I can do a lot of things with this. Especially if I wanted to take someone's heart out of their chest. And All Might goes like, is that one of the techniques you were taught? He goes, yeah, but it's only done to non-humans, so don't worry. As Melissa goes like, huh? He goes, and All Might says, ah, yes, the Nomu. Alright. Alright, I have a drink with me, so I'm gonna just drink this real quick. Right. But yeah, so All Might, Melissa and Mirio go to Melissa's father's place, and he starts talking, introduce Deku and Mirio to him, and then he says to Melissa's father says to her to go show them around, and she says okay, so she does. So, Deku goes with, he's saying, bye. And then All Might, stay in his buff form, and he's a little bit, surprised. Like, Melissa's father's a little bit surprised. He goes, yes, the injury's gone. I'm pretty fine. And my power has been decreasing slowly now, because of the help of a young student, and I actually have gone back into my prime strength, which surprised, Melissa's father. So, he sends a quick text to the people that would attack Island, Wolfbane or something, I forget his name, but the guy with the ability to manipulate metal in his group. So, but they're still gonna attack. Don't you worry. So yeah. So after showing we're just gonna go right back to Deku and the group. So yes, after showing them around for a couple of hours, um, Miru just says he's just gonna go get them drinks. As Melissa and him are talking, Deku just says, "Oh, great. I have a feeling this is gonna be a misunderstanding, and I'm about to get freaking tased or something." As then, on instincts, Deku dodges at something being about to be plugged into him and basically tase him. And he goes like, "Oh, Jiro, hi." As Jiro goes, "What are you doing, Midoriya?" Oh, not Midoriya. "What are you doing, Bon?" And he's like, "Oh, just talking to somebody. A friend of All Might's. Well, the friend's daughter. She's just showing us around." And she goes like, "Us?" But what Bon sees is Jiro, Uraka, Momo, and that's it. And he just says, "Yeah, us." As then, right on cue, Muriel comes out with 3 drinks from the vending machine. He was like, "Oh, hello." And she goes, "Who's this?" The girls ask. He goes like, "Oh, this is Muriel, one of the big 3 at UA." As they're all shot, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just here to get my hero suit updated and probably way more high tech or something, and my 3 session staff." So, yeah. Andrew says, "But why are you talking to this girl?" And he goes like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to talk to somebody else." It's like what you talk to some random guy if you had a boyfriend. And Jiro gets a little bit blush, and she goes, "I'm sorry." And he goes like, "Yeah, I know you're. I mean, wait, are you even friends with you know with Misery or Katsuki?" She goes, "Oh, we're friends with Misery, and Katsuki's pretty good to talk to." Momo says, "So, kind of friends with her." So, because okay, just trying to make sure if I'm not trying to flirt with another girl. Don't worry. Maybe the sin of greed, but even I know when I need to stop being greedy. 2 is enough. As Melissa's like, "Huh?" Goes, "Oh, well, my name isn't really Bon. It's Izuku. It was Izuku Midoriya a long time ago, but I got rid of that name, so I just go by Bon now." As Melissa goes like, "Wait, you're that kid that disappeared all those years ago?" He goes like, "Yeah, I was raised by somebody who had no quirk." As they were like, "What?" He goes, "Just kidding. Yeah, no, I was raised by somebody who had something of a similar quirk to me. So, oh no, I unlocked it even though I said it was quirkless. But only stress brought it out. So, it helped. My mom helped me out in some way or form, even though she was rotten to the core." And then they hear an explosion, and he goes like, "Huh, so Katsuki's here." As he walks over, and then Melissa's saying, "Who's Katsuki?" And they say, "Oh, technically his stepsister, but they really were friends at one point or another." And I mean, she might have gained a crush on Bond. So, As Melissa goes like, "Oh, so that's why you were about to hurt him, Jiro, was it?" And she goes, "Yeah, it's Jiro." And he goes, "Kinda. It was just because I was just trying to see what he was trying to do." As Bond says, "Come on, hurry up." Well, Deku, really. And they all just say, "Okay," and then they all run over along with Muriel. And they see explosions happen. And he goes like, "Knew it was Katsuki." So after she's done, she's just like letting the cheers happen. She's waving. Then she sees Bond. So then she explodes herself upwards. And Midnight was already done. So she just used her web to be able to climb up the wall. Well, it's a whip that she can use too, and pull herself up to a building top. So if needed. So it's just like one of those. So when they get up, they say Bond. And you go like, "Hey," and then see a girl says, and they look at him with immense and goes, "Who's this?" And he goes, "Oh, this is All Might's friend's daughter." Well, she calls him Uncle All Might. And she goes, "Oh, hi." And she goes, "Hi, so you're the girl with the blonde hair." She says, "You're Kasuki?" And she goes, "Yep." And you're and she goes, "Oh, my name is Misery. Nice to meet you." She goes, "Oh, hi." And so she's surprised and asks, "So, are you are you gonna try this out? Just enter, see who can win?" And he's like, "Heh, if I go in there, I'll win easily. But why not?" So he jumps down, and he asks, "So, to now like the girl who just announced it, so can I try this out?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." So Bond just is like, "All right, I'm ready." She goes, "Are you Mark? Get set, go!" And all of a sudden, he just disappeared and reappeared, and all the robots just blowing up so quickly. It was like too easy, and it's just a freaking second. Nah, it's like 1 minute, which shocked everyone. And Kaisuke said, "You didn't go out. You'll probably use like 60% of your power." And he's like, 30. And she was like, "I hate you." And he goes, "Yeah, I love you too, sis." As she said, and she just gets a little bit angry at that because her face is red. And she goes, "Don't ever freaking call me that around people." It's like, "Why? They all know you're my stepsister." And she looks away, and Misery's just laughing. And then he does jump up, and he goes like, "Why are you laughing?" And she goes, "Because it's kind of funny that how you two always act with each other. It's like you two would never change, no matter what." He goes like, "Oh yeah." And they look at Katsu's looking at him, and her, and now midnight. Basically, she goes, "Yep, nothing changed. Thank God." And so yeah, so after all that, Todoroki is still there, and he doesn't make the ice scene, but Bond, well, Deku still beat him. They also meet Kaminari and Mineta and Ida, and I think I made him and Genyon's brother healed, Ida's brother healed. So yeah, even he's there. So yeah, okay, so we're just gonna fast forward a little bit quickly here, going for this part. So the whole entire thing happens, like the people getting kidnapped, them being late, All Might being captured because of the people, and Deku just suddenly just says Hunter Fest, taking a lot of people's their energy, only the villains, basically, and All Might breaks free, takes them all out. He says, "Good job, Bone." He goes, "Yep." Okay, so when they're like getting up to where her father is, they had to take out a lot of villains. So yeah, so there's like some extra heroes there. They were like holding up the villains. Along the way, yeah, when they got up to where he was, they found out that he hired them, but then canceled them to steal this device to help out with someone's quirk. All Might found out. He was a little bit upset with his friend, but he kind of understood why he did it. So, they were trying to fight Wolfbane or whatever his name is, and go manipulation quirk. But Bond does break free. Well, Deku does start destroying some of the metal and everything else. And Melissa's father does get a little bit cash because he was defending Melissa. So All Might was also helping out Deku. So after all that happened, oh yeah, I forgot to say I have my fan on. I just realized that. My bad. But anyways, after all that, when they get up to the roof, All Might does be able to save Melissa's father before their plane exploded, and the villain does put on the device, make his quirk it's really powerful, and the fight happens. A lot of the people, a lot of Bond's friends, well, Deku's friends come in. So Todoroki, Kasuki and Midnight, Uraka, Momo, Jiro, Ida, Ingenium, Ida's brother, and Kaminari, and Mineta. All the people who's in the movie, came. So never seen All Might find him, and All Might's having trouble, even though he's at full power, 100%, and everyone's just trying to defend himself. The thing is, nobody knows how to beat him. Oh yeah, and I forgot Muriel's there, and Muriel is phasing through stuff, trying to get close to him, and he's always
when he's about to hit the guy, he has to phase right through. So he phased right through the guy, phased right through the golem metal robot. I mean, the metal, just a pile of metal that he had. So he doesn't know what to do. So Deku's just saying, "Hey, All Might." And seeing when he was like wearing a tie and a tux, which at first made like everyone like some of the girls like blush over it, especially Katsuki and Midnight. Back to what I'm saying, but yeah, he's like taking off the tie, like unloosening. He was like, can I please show everyone why I'm called Undead Bond?" And he says, "Bond, I do not want you to get hurt." He goes, "Yeah, but remember, I'm undead. It's not like I'm gonna die or anything. I'm immortal." As some people are here, just going, "What?" And then he goes, and even the villain, no, the metal manipulation guy, says, "If you're immortal, take this!" As a whole bunch of metal spears just go flying at Deku, and he just goes like, "Alright." And then all of a sudden, you just see all of them just piercing him, just like rapidly. It's like over like 25, like 30 to 35 metal spears are inside Deku's body, which everyone's saying no. And Mirio's like, "No," and he says, "No, bye." And Katsuki saying, he just let it have to happen that way. And even Misery's figuring out, well, Midnight's even figuring out that he's immortal. So, I mean, he has explained everything to her. So yeah, it's like she knows the outside truth. So yeah, so after a while, they just hear laughter. And he's just going, "That actually hurts a lot." Alright. As he just like suddenly just see him being pulled himself off of the spikes, and he just comes right off, and there's like his whole entire suit and everything's like destroyed. And he was like, "Now you know why I'm called Undead Bond. Now let me show you why. Because of me being undead, I'm so strong." As then all of a sudden they just hear him slam his foot into the building's roof, and like they hear it cracking. He's like, because he's pissed off. This is his only suit, and he forgot. This was a rental. He forgot. He's like, "I'm gonna have to pay a whole lot of money for this now." So he's mad at himself, and he's mad at that he took it. He just was like, "You know what? Freak it. Not holding back no more." And all of a sudden, he just disappears. And he's right near the guy. He's just punched him in the freaking gut, sent him flying. But he also used like a whole bunch of metal into that cube and just throws it at him. And this is like he's just still in the metal robot golem thing. I have no idea. It's just pile of metal. Basically, he's just saying, "Alright, let's do this thing." As he just punches it, that cube, pure metal, and All Might comes in with a Detroit Smash plus Ultra Style version, and then he was just actually All Might tells him, he goes, "Look deep down into yourself and just use everything you have and just channel it all out." And then Al says, "Alright, hope you don't mind if I do this." He says, "Detroit Smash plus Ultra!" And they just slam right through it, and basically they just go all the way to the villain, knocking him out like in the movie. So yeah, same happens in the movie. After that, they get back to like after that happens, like police come in, they get the guy and his crew. Melissa's father was also kind of arrested, but Melissa says she'll work on building the reputation her father left, and she'll work on everything. She'll even work on his suit and his 3 sets of staff, which he had to get some new clothes. And he also says, "Sorry about the tux." And she says, "No, it's not. I already talked to the guy. Says you helped out defend everyone." So he says, "Oh, it's free of charge." He's like, "Oh, really? That's good." Whew. It's like, yeah. Also, I'll work on there as part of your staff, so don't worry, and I'll even make some improvements to it. And he's like, "Thanks." So he leaves his gear set, and he asks how long will it take. He says, "Oh, just about like a day." It's pretty simple. So yeah. So she'll call him when it's done. So he gives her a number, and though that kind of is one of those things that it what it really looks like. Well, people will think, oh, she asked for his number because she likes him, but no, it's just because of like, business. And then he asks, so how much will I owe you for this? It's just nothing. You know, help save everyone, so it's free. You go, oh, okay, thanks. And he's walking away, and Katsuki and Ms. Midnight looked at her, and she says, "Don't worry, I know you guys have a crush on him. I won't do that. I'm not that type of girl." And she walks away, and they're both just blush. And yeah, so when they get back home, they tell her, they tell Frank, give me a minute. Shit. Okay, ignore that. Okay, yeah. So it was after everything, they told Mitsuki everything, and she was very impressed with Deku, and Katsuki, and well, she already knew how Midnight worked, so she was very happy with Midnight, and that she did not reveal her identity to anyone. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it off, everyone. Sorry about that little, cut. Um, I was looking up the name real quick, and I had to do something, so I'm not gonna say what. I just had to do something real quick, and yeah. Anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys have a nice day. Really sorry for a delay. Alright, bye everyone.